Many years ago, I made one of the greatest decisions of my life. I became that teacher that I needed when I was a student. Today, I teach at-risk students, not because I want to save them, but because I want to hear them. You see, I grew up like many of the students in my class. I grew up in a household full of talent. However, there was trauma. Some of my trauma looked like emotional abuse, but most of it was physical abuse. I was that quiet kid in school. I wasn't disruptive, wasn't disrespectful, and I didn't ask for help. I wish that someone had taken the time out to ask, why was I so quiet? My quietness showed up in my spirit. It showed up in my academics, in my disengagement, and how I was always in survival mode. I truly believe the public school system failed me. I believe they failed me not because they didn't care. They failed me because no one took the time and asked, why was I so silent? I remember my freshman year of high school. It was the hardest year for me because I would walk down the hall and I remember smelling the thick smell of chlorine. And that smell triggered me because it was a reminder that I had to get undressed for gym. I used to walk around with extra clothes, like an extra jacket or a coat, to hide behind the clothes that I was wearing, simply because I didn't want anyone to see the clothing that I had on from the previous day, or even a mark on my body. I didn't want to get teased by the students. I was also triggered by the sound of the bell at the end of the day, because that meant it was time for me to go home. And going home, I had to face my abuser. It was so many times often that I prayed that that abuser was not home. Because when I went home, what that looked like was fear. And that fear looked like anger, sweat. So you see, in my leadership is grounded in service, servant leadership. The idea that leadership is not led by authority, but service. A leader listens first, and it creates safety, because a person feels that they are more valued when they are not judged. So when my students shut down, I don't ask them, what is wrong with you? I ask them, what happened to you? So here is what I want you all to take home with you. Start listening to what isn't being said. In your homes, in your workplace, your family. Because silence is not absence. It's a form of communication. Because sometimes the loudness, you don't have to be that loud. Sometimes a cry is not even the loudest cry. It is the silent cry.